Good morning, guys. It's a sorry if I sound a bit hoarse. I've I had a bit of a rough weekend. We had my cousin's wedding, and I drank a little bit too much, so I'm feeling a little bit worse for wear today. But nevertheless, we're gonna. Oh God, I can't even pull the door open. I feel that weak. We've got the wheels, Buddy Club P1s, just sitting off the e36. So today, I'm going to get the brakes off. Since it's bank holiday, I thought I'd take the day to myself, do my own stuff, get the brakes off, get the old coilovers off. Someone can take these coilovers if they want. I don't need them. And then I'm going to chuck the, sorry, excuse me, my filming might be a little bit shaky today. I know I've got a bit of the shakes where I've had too much drink, but the old BCs are going to go on there. And yeah, hopefully get the M-Tech brakes fitted as well. So, well, that's the plan. I might get halfway through and think, I can't be asked to do this, but we'll see. We'll see how far I get. But anyway, right, more in a bit. So, somebody just told me that the M-Tech brakes apparently come out at like 300 mil, and they're apparently 200 and, I don't know, 200 and, couple of mil difference basically, so I'm hoping that they fit. I mean, there's 2.8 brakes all round on this compact, so I bought 2.8 brakes, so they should fit. I'll be pretty pissed off if they don't. I've had them a couple of months now as well, so obviously I can't even send them back, but I don't know, we'll have a look. But they should all be drilled and grooved. They are for a 2.8. Yeah, so that's the pads. Right, let me open these up. So we've obviously got the rears, which are drilled and grooved, same as the fronts. So yeah, hopefully they'll be alright. God, I gave everything a spray with the old WD. Like, these don't look like they've been off in a while. They're pretty knackered, to be honest with you, but yeah, I managed to get that out, which was lucky. How the rest come out, I'm not too sure, because they literally look like I've been on there for about 50 years. So, I put the new coilover in, new brake on, and then I realised I didn't have a piston pusher for the caliper. So, in true MacGyver fashion, I've fashioned a little piston puller out of me gun. My silicone gun, and it worked. It's pushed it in, so yeah. It's not a stupid idea. It's not a stupid idea if it works, they say. So yeah, that worked. Oh, okay, well that's one side done. Nice new BCs. Alright, so every single nut and bolt is either rounded off or some dickheads put Loctite in every single one. So yeah, it's been an absolute nightmare. Hours just trying to get bolts out of the seat. So yeah, not fun, but we are getting there. That's a 15 which has had to be hammered over the top of a 16 just to get the freaking things out. They just absolutely annihilated these bolts behind here. So yeah, just got this one to do now, and then all that can come out. Oh, what should be a 20-minute job has turned into like a 2-hour, 3-hour job. So yeah, anyway, we're winning. We're getting there slowly, but I'm absolutely smothered. Right, and we've had to use the hitting pole to break loose some of the tight ones, but we're getting there. We're winning. Right, in a bit. Everything is so rusted. Oh God, come on, man. Oh man. I said to Tora a minute ago, I said, babe, come over this car and help me, because I'm going to smash it up with hammer. Oh, I hate stuff like this. It really drives me absolutely mental, like mental. I've tried heat, I've tried WD, I've tried everything. It's just solid, absolutely everything. It's just rusted solid. Whose idea was it to get a bloody BMW? Alright, there we go. After another 15 minutes of getting that thing out of there, it's out. Right, unbolt the tops, drop this out, put the new coilover in, then put the new brakes on. Whew. Well, I ain't gonna lie, that was an absolute nightmare of a day. I'm literally covered. This caliper was seized solid. I had to get the whole thing off, unseize it. God, look at my nose, I've been touching my nose. It's black. So I've unseized it. If it will stay like that, I'm not too sure. I might need a new caliper for this front. So the rears were an absolute disaster because I've ordered 328 brakes, which I was told these was, but obviously E36 compact rears are different than 328, so these are no good now. Also, with me being so stressed with this front caliper, it took literally hours and hours and hours. I completely forgot to take the handbrake off the back. And as I'm taking the rear brake shoe off, I undone a little screw. I'm pulling it, I'm thinking, why the hell ain't this coming? So I give it a little tap, and then, then thought, obviously, well, I rung my mate Reese, and I'm like, I just couldn't work it out. So I rung my mate Reese, and I was like, dude, what the hell am I doing wrong here? I'm like, I just can't figure it out. And he's like, you take the handbrake off, haven't you? And I was like, what a dickhead. So I've managed to pull all of the little spring screws that are in the drum straight out the back of the metal. So I've tried welding it up and it ain't having it. So I was gonna do a twin caliper conversion on this anyway. So what I'll do is I'll buy some new disc brakes for a compact, the right ones, and then I'll get the twin rear caliper set up, sorted out. But yeah, not the most successful day, but the BCs are all on. All the BC coilovers are on now, front and rear. I'm just praying that the rears go down lower. So that's obviously, I know it's up on stands at the moment, so it will drop a little bit, but I don't know if it'll drop like 100 mil, which is pretty much what it needs to be. The fronts are mint. The fronts are literally perfect. Like they're spot on where they want to be, but the rears are not. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can buy some shorter springs, but they're like 1,250 quid coilovers. So I didn't really want to be messing about, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, no, it's been a bit of a shit day, really. It's been long and not very successful. So, but hey ho, coilovers are on at least. They're on anyway. Right, more in a bit later. Right, it's now back on the floor. It's not actually too bad because I wasn't going to run this one super stancy because, like I say, we've got a full cage going in. Excuse me. I want to make it a bit more motorsporty. You know, I'm only going to use it driftland and drift tracks and stuff like that, so it's not like stancy street car. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty enough gap at the front there. The backs, I was saying the backs need to come down, although it does look like it needs to come down. I've still got the 205s on there and I'm going to run a 225. So, and also I haven't got any of the camber taken out yet. So, once that camber's stood up straight, because obviously on these compacts you have to cut the rear beam. Well, you can buy fancy kits, but they're not really worth it. So, cut the rear beam, move it straight and then weld it again. It should sit quite nicely actually. I'll say there's a bit stretched them at the back, but yeah, I reckon a 225, 45 on there, and it would actually fill that gap quite nicely. Yeah, so pretty happy with that actually. It looks pretty badass. The BCs just feel such good quality, so yeah, I'm super happy with it. Yeah, it looks very cool actually. Right, I'm going to go in, have a shower, have some food, and yeah, I don't know what's next on the compact actually. We've got a cage coming next week. Cage, I don't know what else I've got. I've got to finish off the seats, the option seats I've stripped. I'm going to paint them green, well Jake's going to paint them green for me on the back, match the car. And then yeah, I'm going to wrap the roof, wrap the mirrors black, and then yeah, it should be pretty much ready to go for Driftland. So need to get some harnesses is the last thing I need to get, harnesses. And yeah, harnesses, tyres, and ready to rock and roll. So, right, anyway, although it's been a stressful day, it's kind of ended up being quite successful. So, in a bit. Right, so obviously I'm no welder, I know that. But what I'm going to do is, on this bonnet, as I've said in the last videos, I'm going to sink the bottom down like that. I've welded from the back a plate which goes in here all the way down. Obviously it's a little bit lower here and I need to skim it with filler and stuff, make it neat. But as long as when you're looking from the front, that's welded to there. That would be obviously pushed up a bit because that's still down at the moment, but that would be welded to there all the way around. So the only gap you're going to have is this little front bit from there to there. Obviously all this has got to be ground down yet and smoothed. But yeah, it should look half decent. I got this a little bit hot when welding from the back, hence that warp there. But you know, once it's all skimmed over with filler, I don't think you'll even see it, to be honest with you. It's only very subtle. I only wanted like a little push down by maybe like 20 mil. And that's got a little bit further than 20 mil. That's probably like 25, maybe 30 mil. But it should look all right. Once it's all welded up and smoothed off, it should look pretty neat, because from the front, all you'll see is a tiny little recess. So yeah, should be all right. I'll get some grinding discs, grind all this back tomorrow. Grind all this back, finish the welding from the underside, because it's pretty awful welding, to be honest with you. But as long as it's strong, don't matter. What's the saying? You've not got to be a good welder, you've got to be a good grinder. So yeah, I'll get good at grinding, I think. Yeah. Anyway, should look good when it's done. Car's looking amazing. Very, very cool. Right, so I had a quick go at this bonnet. I welded the side bits in. Obviously I know it's not pretty. Don't judge me, I'm not a welder. But I welded the side bits in, glued it all from underneath as well, so it's double strong. But I had a horrible fault. I didn't measure this when I cut this. I just thought, oh, I'll drop it down a little bit, cut it through, not thinking that this distance here to that there, I've just measured it, and it's pretty much bang on where the freaking rad sits. So with that drop, I don't know if it's going to fit, which is bloody handy, because I've spent all morning literally welding it up and messing around with it. So I'm going to let the glue dry underneath that I've just put under there, some Tiger Seal, and then yeah, see if it fits. And if it doesn't, then it's being thrown in the bin, which will be handy, and I'll just buy a vented bonnet. Oh dear, fun and games. Right, anyway. Alright, so with a little bit of messing around, it's on. Obviously a lot of filler work needed. My welding's not that brilliant, but it's on. Right, it'd be nice once I get a bit of filler and smooth all this out. It should start looking a bit nice. Yeah, very cool. Right, ladies and gents, we did test fit. So basically, it was, sorry, excuse the statement, I've been standing at the moment. It was hitting on this cap here, but lucky enough, it was just a bit of the metal that I'd left down too far on the back, so it all fits absolutely perfect. I've just started to do the first coat of filler and the first sand down. It's a bit messy, obviously, at the moment, but you can get to see where it's going to come from. Once that's all smooth, I need a little bit more filler in here to get that level here, but this bit's pretty good. Like I say, it's just the first real sand down coat, but yeah, you can see where it's going. Looks pretty rad. Dusty, yeah, looking good. Alright, okay, so that's the second coat of filler, just on the top layer, just gone on. That should be pretty much everything there to make that level now. The only thing I've got to do is obviously these inside edges. Once this has dried and I've sanded this down, smooth along that edge, all the way round, I'm then gonna get a little bit of filler and go up and just do them straight lines and then sand the tops off, sand the sides down, and that should be pretty nice then. But yeah, it's looking pretty well. Looks pretty good, gotta say. Obviously I've got this 190E Cosworth in here this weekend, so this place is going to have to be gutted, like stripped out with all the dust. There's dust absolutely everywhere. That's why I'm trying to get this bonnet done before he comes, so I can get this done and at least back on the car with a little bit of primer on, so I can put it outside at least. Yeah, and hopefully get this over to Jake in the week to get this painted, and then the backs of the seats painted as well, and then yeah, we're pretty much there. I'm still waiting on the cage to arrive, but yeah, we're getting there. Right, so that's the second coat sanded down, so it's looking much better. It's a lot smoother. I can still for a little low spot here, but all of this is really nice. That one's perfect. There may be a little low spot there, but yeah, it's getting there. I'm going to do these inside edges next, get all these filled in here. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Right, that's the third skim of filler on there now. You see it looks so much better in there already, look. So obviously that's not sanded down, that's still wet at the moment, but once that's sanded down, there'll probably be another coat of filler after this. Oh, I've laid on a bit thick there. But yeah. So, sand all them off. Starting to take shape though, isn't it? The state of me, I'm covered in sand dust, but my beard's greyer than it normally is. I'm absolutely covered. This place is going to need a proper clean. It is absolutely filthy. And I've got a Cosworth turning up here on Sunday, so this place needs to be immaculate. There's just dust everywhere. But yeah, no, bonnet's looking really good. I'll let that dry for half hour, 40 minutes, and I'll come back, see what it's doing. But yeah, I should really wear gloves when I'm doing this stuff. Look at the state of me. I'm such a messy bastard. I'm the messiest guy you've ever met doing stuff like this. But yeah. Right, anyway, more in a bit. Oh, it looks really good on the car. Let me spin it around to show you. What I've done is I measured it this far forward, so obviously when it rains, if you're on track it rains, it's only going to run down here and go straight onto the rad. Well, it's measured just in the middle of that rad, and there's like see that little core support there, that runs off to nothing, so all the rain will just run out, which is why I've done it, because obviously if I'd done it further back, it would just go on the engine. But yeah, it looks like a stock bonnet from the front, but it's just got that tiny little dip in. Almost like a budget beard sports bonnet. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Anyway, that's as far as I'm going to go with it for a minute. The rest I'll leave up to Jake. But the car should look pretty spicy when it's all painted up. Do you know, I love this Boston green, but I did think about going something with like a glitter in it or something. I don't know, just something. But this is easier, like I say, it's easier if I damage it. It's just a stock BM colour. But yeah, I'm digging that bonnet. I think the bonnet looks absolutely incredible. Yeah, very cool. Right, job done. Now to clean up this mess. Right, anyway, cheers guys. I'll catch you soon. I will have more updates about this place actually, because so basically we're going to start doing the upstairs, because at the moment, as you've probably all seen from the build videos, it's still very much just a very open space. So there's going to be a little bar, pool table, all load of JDM merch up here. Just a place to come and hang out really. So yeah, I'll get that done ASAP. And then also down here, the shop area is still just a storage pit at the moment. I've got none of my stickers up, nothing. It's just literally storage for rubbish. So I need to paint these walls out, get all the racking up. yeah, and we should be good. Anyhow, right, I'll catch you soon, guys. End of the video. Laters.